Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
I got my hoodie on. I'm freaking freezing. I did ice bath this morning. I'm cold as hell.
We had a good laugh. Did you see the video? Did I send you the video of Gilbert Burns getting in the tube? I sent that to Cole Faust too, and we got a good laugh out of that.
So so those of you that listen to the podcast already know the new ones. I do a conditioning camp, fight camp conditioning class where I'm in there, and I'm not 20 years old anymore, and I'm in there with these guys, and I feel great. Like, I'm not making excuses. I'm in good shape. Like, I feel good. I can hang until I get home, and then I'm like, shit, man, my legs are like, but yeah, man, dude, those ice baths are a game changer, man.
I like them. I liked it when I did it. Yeah.
We had we
first
have
45 seconds. It sucks.
We have a new guy that joined this camp last week. We started a new 8 weeks. Ahmed, I don't know Ahmed's last name. He's fought locally.
Yeah, we're friends.
Quiet, real quiet guy. Today was his first ice bath, and you know how some people, you watch him, you like, look at Gilbert Burns, how long it took him to get in, right?
Ahmed Kareem.
Yeah, he just freaking jumps in. He just jumps in like it's nothing and just sits there. I mean, it didn't even look like he was breathing hard. I'm like, what is up with this guy, man?
Hard.
Oh, anyways, it was a fun day, sprint day. And so I'm sitting in here in my hoodie. I have my heater under the desk going.
You know what it is, right?
What?
Have you ever met somebody from the Middle East that's not tough?
No, they're all tough. It's just the way they grow up.
I think it's like Russians, right?
It's
like they just grow up harder. So it's like, oh, ice water, like this ain't nothing, you know? We have a guy from Iraq or a guy from Afghanistan that trains at our gym, and love him. Like, he's a great dude to be around, and we love having him at the gym. But man, like, when we roll, it's
they're serious.
Different. It's different, you know?
Well,
and when we spar, it's like, there's no light sparring with this dude. You know what I mean? He's throwing everything to hurt.
It's funny because obviously there's none of that in that, because it's a conditioning class, but I watch everybody because I want to see how everybody's performing and see what they're doing. And he's very intense, very serious, very intense.
Yeah, he ain't playing around.
Yeah, no, he's not at all. Anyways, shout out to all my Phoenix PI guys over there. Love you guys.
Talking about not playing around, how intense is Kayla Harrison?
Bro, her walkout has to be one of the most scariest walkouts I've ever seen. I'm like, I quit. I'm like, I tap. I'm walking out of the cage.
I posted in the group?
Oh, yeah.
I can make a legitimate. She could start for the New York Jets right now. I honestly believe that.
Strong safety, linebacker, just cracking people.
I bet. I mean,
she's a different breed.
Strong safety. Strong safety,
just coming down the middle. Ed Reed.
Ed Reed, Sean Taylor.
Sean Taylor just leveling fools. Dude, is she the baddest woman on the planet? I mean,
I think you have to give her that title. Here's the only hang up, right? We've never seen her against top tier competition.
That's.
But the girl she fought last night was like a world-class kickboxer or Muay Thai champion or whatever.
But she's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Like, how is that not?
I mean,
if you're a judo gold medalist, 2-time Olympic judo gold medalist, you're a bad person. Yeah. Male or female, you're a bad person.
What are you more interested in? Seeing her fight Cyborg in Bellator or Nunez in the UFC?
Nunez in UFC all day long. So I don't care about Cyborg. She mauls Cyborg.
So here's the thing, though. The UFC hasn't even been able to put together a decent 145 roster.
Yeah.
At least Bellator has like girls.
That's a good point.
So I'm like,
how would Nunez look at 155 too? She's a big 145er.
And a gargantuan 135er.
She might not be big enough at 155.
That's what I'm saying. Would Kayla have to try and cut some weight and come down? Oh, here we go on the Friday. Oh, we lost it.
Did we lose the connection?
There we go. Nope.
I'm back.
It's just a typical Friday BS. Xfinity always goes out on Friday at the office. I don't know why. But I'm just saying, can she shed a little bit of muscle and make 145? That's my question.
Possibly. Maybe. I mean, the fight that I really want to see that I know is not going to happen is Clarissa Shields and her.
I think it will happen eventually. I think they'll give Clarissa Shields enough cans to get her up to like 6-0, 7-0, and then be like, let's do it. And then Clarissa's just praying to whatever deity she believes in that she can catch her with her fast hands. I don't think it's going to matter.
No.
Clarissa Shields is so confident in her abilities and her athleticism, though. I think she 100% believes that she could beat Kayla Harrison, which that in itself makes it look fun. I mean, we were joking around last night. I sent you a screenshot last night. It was like $700 to win 35. Is it worth it?
Easy money.
A free $35. Of course you don't do that because that's dumb. But it's like what if she like rolls her ankle or something stupid, you know? Or
yeah,
probably still wouldn't even mattered. But it's
what impresses
zero shot. Like here's the thing. Here's the bigger question. How big of a favorite is she over Amanda Nunes or Chris Cyborg?
I think she'd be a bigger favorite over Chris Cyborg. I don't know if she'd be favored over Nunes.
She should be. How about that?
I don't think you can go that far yet. Yet.
Take all my money and put it on her then as an underdog.
If she dropped down to 145, gosh, man, that'd be tough. I mean, from what we've seen of her, but Nunes is big. She's strong.
Bigger than me. When I weighed in at 170, she's bigger than me.
She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so she's strong. I think she has the strength to possibly compete against her. I think she's the only one. I don't think there's. I do think Clarissa Shields is strong. Like she will have the strength there. But she's not going to have the positioning, the fight IQ,
Well,
to
even Fabian last night, I thought that. I mean, she's big.
She's a big girl.
What, 6 foot, 6'1" at 155 pounds, 156 pounds? Like,
it's a big girl.
That is a solid athletic world champion kickboxer that would cause a lot of damage to a lot of girls. And I don't know, man. It's
what impresses you the most with her?
How aggressive she is and her violence. Yeah. She is not content to just get on top and just kind of just stay safe or whatever. She's in there to inflict damage. And who the only other
that to?
Amanda
Khabib gets on top of people
on the ground.
Them. Yeah, on the ground like that. Like that just gets people and just destroys them.
Khabib's more like methodical with it though. Like
That's
it's
true.
more of a like control first. I feel like she's just wants to punish girls. Like I mean, I've never seen. Well, Gabby Garcia is also 210 pounds on all the juice, dude. Her male parts are bigger than all of ours. How
all
about
of ours
that?
Put together.
How's that? She's violent and she's aggressive and she's a finisher. And you know what you're starting to see? And I don't know what it is, but it's like, who just did it? Carla Esparza had some nasty ground and pound in her last fight. Tisha Torres is a lot more aggressive. Like, I think some of these girls are starting to learn, like, hey, my wrestling's cool and all, but like I can inflict damage too. And like, and that's the other thing. You gotta remember, PFL doesn't allow elbows.
I didn't think about that.
I mean,
you throw that in the mix.
So you throw that in the mix from her on the top, like she's gonna mess some girls' faces up.
What do you think of her post-fight interviews? I think it's
great.
A little cringe,
yep.
But I love the confidence.
Here's the thing. Henry Cejudo's cringe because he says stupid stuff that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Hers are a little cringe, but all of it's very possible.
I mean,
she's marketing herself.
She said about Cyborg. Can she make the weight? She's laughing. Of course she can make the weight. What she want? A participation trophy? She ain't beating me. I'm like, okay.
That's perfect. That's what she should be doing. She should be doing all that. I mean, they keep showing Amanda Nunes, right? And they could play it off like they're teammates. I think they're friendly, but people people don't mention enough. They quit training together about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
They don't say, they don't mention that.
Because they train at the same gym, but they don't train at the same times because they know there's a very good chance their paths are going to cross. I get it. Like, they're friendly, they're cordial, but they're not friends.
I mean, she's a different breed, man. We were talking about it this morning, about how the females divisions, they don't have the depth yet. But I think in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to start to see the depth in those women's divisions because it's just getting more popular. More women are taking up the sport, and it's coming. You're going to see a wave.
It was about 10 years. It was about 10 years behind the men, right? Yep. You know what Ronda Rousey was? She was the like Randy Couture type, right? Like that first one. And then it was like, now we're starting to see like Amanda Nunes is more like the BJ Penn type, right? Where the complete game.
The complete, yeah.
Right. And then or the GSP type where you have that. And so that's kind of that they're kind of in that phase of when it was the UFC was like the people love the heyday, right? Like the women are kind of going to be kind of like that Matt Hughes and GSP, original GSP era. You know, it's going to be kind of in that realm a little bit. Give it another like 5 to 10 years, and the women will be right where the men are now. And then in 10 years, but here's the other thing. It's going to accelerate because there are girls training right now at a young age that'll be in the UFC in 10 years. And then
in Dagestan.
Dagestan, who's the next like female type that's like a Cole Faust, right? That's been doing it since they were little. Like those girls are training.
You're starting to see some of them kind of come up right now with the Mackenzie Dern's, Macy Barba, Alexa Grasso.
But they're still a little bit one dimensional. Like Mackenzie's striking is getting better, but it's not an elite level striking by any means. Her jiu-jitsu's world class, but you know what I mean? It's like they have a dominant aspect of their game, and then the rest of their game is trying to play catch up. They're smart. That's where Ronda Rousey failed is she was so dominant in one aspect, but she never worried about really leveling up and catching up, or had the wrong coaches or whatever went sideways there.
Yeah.
But these girls, they're coming, and there's some good ones, but you're going to start getting some really athletic girls in the sport, and it's going to be scary, but give it like 10 years.
I see. I think so.
But what's very curious for me with her is really like she's in a kind of a tough predicament because there's nobody in PFL that can even give her a fight.
Yeah.
Clarissa Shields is never going to give her a fight. Clarissa Shields could go do judo and everything for the next 5 years, and she'd never be able to even sniff within 10 levels of Kayla Harrison, right? So it's like, well, what's left for her to accomplish? The only way she loses, I said this on my TikTok today, the only way she loses, she gets bored, she does get some celebrity and gets distracted and loses focus, which is, I think was ultimately Ronda Rousey's downfall. Or 3, she does it long enough that she gets old and she starts getting old and her skills old enough that her skills diminish a little bit and strength diminishes a little bit, and she gets beat by a young, hungry lion. I'm going to go with the latter. I don't think the fame's going to deter a 2-time gold medalist. Like it could. I'm not saying it couldn't. I mean, you never know. Like you never know. I mean, you never know because like she's just barely starting to get recognition.
Yeah.
Like she's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Nobody knew who she was until 2 years ago.
Well, she wasn't as outspoken. I saw something where she said after she won her gold medal that she didn't like all the talk in MMA.
She doesn't.
But now she's doing it. Now she's doing it
because she wants the money. She wants
exactly. She's building her brand.
And good for her. And that's why you say like, you asked me like, do you like the cringe or whatever? I'm like, yeah, go get your money. You're making yourself relevant.
Good
for her.
I mean,
you're making yourself money. Like I said, like I didn't mind Henry Cejudo's cringe while he was fighting. I just wanted to go away while he's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty impressive when you got people.
And she's not overly disrespectful.
No, it's
she's speaking very matter of fact.
What's pretty cool about it is it's on ESPN and she's headlining the card. I mean, I'm staying up past my bedtime to watch her fight. Like she's legit.
Which folks is like 8 o'clock.
And she's bringing eyeballs to it. People want to see her demolish people. I'd like to see her in a fight.
We were busy. We were doing stuff last night. Me and my wife, and we had family stuff. I went to jiu-jitsu last night and all that type of stuff. I didn't even turn the PFL on until Kayla Harrison was on last night.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably go catch the replay on some fights, but like, you know what I mean? Like that was the one I'm like, okay, Kayla Harrison's on. Cool.
That was really it was really the only one I cared about. I mean, I watched the two that were from Extreme Couture. Fights. Yeah. I watched the girl she's fighting, that Taylor girl. She's with Extreme Couture. That's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight for her. She'll have her hands full for sure. Hey, speaking of Extreme Couture, we got a little package in the mail today.
Yeah, we did.
You received the package up in the mail at our office. I'm down in Sandy. Zach's up in Kaysville. But huge shout out needs to be done.
Hats. We got
Contender.
From Contender.
Their apparel, the Contender apparel is so freaking slick.
We got undies.
Are those the Cobra Kai? Where's the Cobra Kai
undies?
Cobra Kai undies from the Contenders.
We got shirts. I got a whole box of stuff over here.
We got a whole box of stuff. Hey, Roman, shout out to Roman. Thank you so much for hooking it up and getting us laced up with some Contender clothing. I will be repping it by Monday. I'll have it picked up for our Monday show. So yeah, shout out to Roman and the Contender clothing for hooking us up. What else do we have to talk about before we break this card down? We have anything else?
Who's your Mount Rushmore of MMA? So here's the big thing.
Why are you putting me on the spot?
Here's the deal. I keep hearing people talk about their Mount Rushmore in sports. And for me, it's like you have to have two Mount Rushmores. There's the Mount Rushmore that influenced the most in MMA. And then there's the Mount Rushmore these are the revered, greatest.
Which one do I have to pick first? Because I'm with you though. There's got to be to me guys like Randy Couture, Tito Ortiz. Yeah. These guys are on my these guys they set the bar, right?
They either change the game, or was a big reason why it leveled up. Yeah.
But if you're going fighting, who I think is my top fighters, Jones is he's at the top of my list. He's on my
my rule is nobody that's failed the PED test.
There's too much there's too much gray area for me on his stuff.
Because there's enough greats that were involved with any of it.
Yeah, but were they just smart enough? How was the testing back then? And I'm sorry, but there was guys that were doing it.
I know
at that level, and I don't think
we've said this before with John Jones. If everybody's doing it, how come he's had multiple oops?
This is my opinion.
DC never had any issues.
And DC got his ass whooped. And I don't think it would have mattered what John Jones was on. John Jones was high and drunk and beat him on 2 hours sleep and can mop him up. I think skill wise, the PD stuff doesn't bother me. I don't think it influenced his skill level at all. I don't think it did anything. I really don't. I think he was just stupid and took it. I don't think it made a difference. Just my opinion. You don't kill the messenger.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, did he take steroids?
Khabib's on my list.
So
he's and just because of how dominant he was, you're going to say he didn't fight certain competition, blah blah blah, whatever.
No. The way he finished his career erases all that.
You cannot, and exactly that was going to be my next point. Is you can't say that. The way that he beat Gaethje and Poirier, nobody's done that. Nobody. How many fights have those guys had? Poirier's over 30 fights.
Poirier had the best response ever.
Yeah.
If you could go back in there, what tool do you need to add to your belt to go in to beat Khabib? He goes, a pistol.
That right there should tell you all you need to know about that guy. I mean, you're hearing it from a guy that is at the top of his game right now, and he's flat out saying, like, this guy's the legit.
He's unbeatable.
So those two on my list. I'm going to throw Amanda Nunes up there too.
Yep. Okay.
I got to throw Amanda Nunes up there.
So you have John, Khabib, Amanda, and who?
I got to have GSP up there.
And then GSP.
I got to have GSP up there too.
Okay. So those are your like 4 like all-time like revered like best ever.
I mean, we're splitting hairs. You could, I mean, Valentina obviously is.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to put Valentina. See, even though she's pound for pound for me, it's pretty hard to put Valentina over Amanda, where Amanda's on the 2 division. She's beat her twice. What?
Jeff's Mount Rushmore.
Jeff, I'd be surprised if you could. I'd be surprised if you could spell Mount Rushmore if those are your answers.
You know what I'm doing? I'm gonna clip this and post this for everybody to see. Jeff Prado Morales' Mount Rushmore of MMA.
You're a disgrace to MMA.
Who's yours? Let's hear yours.
So I'll go like if you go influence, right? On like change the game or whatever. I'm going. I'm going to start with Hoist Gracie.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Right. I am going to go BJ Penn.
I like that one.
I am going to go. I wish I could like do a tandem. I wish I could do like Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, like that rivalry with it. But if I had maybe from that era, I go Randy Couture.
See, I think Tito was before those guys, though. Tito was popular, in my opinion, before those guys. That's why I think he kind of set the bar. Then those guys came in. That's just my take on it.
That's fair.
That's the way I look at Tito Ortiz. To me, fair. Tito Ortiz was the guy that brought in he brought in a little bit of the swag and the self promotion and the beef with the Shamrocks and like that. That's why I picked.
Yeah, I mean, he was the first bad boy of MMA world.
Yeah, right? There you go. He was Conor McGregor before Conor McGregor.
And then the last one, and I'll take all the hate in this, but I'm just saying straight influence and stuff. It's Conor. He
hands down.
He got fighters paid more. He put more eyeballs on it. He rose the value of the UFC. How many people have copied his roadmap? Everybody's doing it now, right?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about that, but if you go about like all-time greats, I am going Randy Couture.
Okay. I like
first person to be a 2 division. He won the light heavyweight and the heavyweight, 2-time heavyweight championship title. Then I am going GSP. I'm going BJ Penn on that one as well.
Okay.
And then I'm going Khabib.
I like it.
I think that's right. Oh, you know what? On the influencer one, you know who I'm putting in there instead of the Couture, whatever, Ronda Rousey. We don't have women's MMA without her, or it's definitely not where it is now.
I agree.
And
you'd have to have her.
Yeah, she's on that. She has to be on that one. My other honorable mention for all-time greats is Anderson Silva, but he is another. Him and John Jones are the 2 that would be on there, but they both pop for something, so I'm leaving them off.
Yeah. Can we have a PED list and a non-PED list?
Okay, then if you go PED list, I'm taking Brock Lesnar. No,
Overeem. Give me Ubereem.
Yeah, and it has to be Ubereem. No, Ubereem, John Jones, Anderson, and I don't know. You know, there's another good honorable mention is Jose Aldo.
Yeah,
he gets left off that. He gets left off that one too much.
We could debate it all day long. There's so many different people.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like I just saw somebody posting that, and I'm like, it depends what your qualifications.
What about
Mount Rushmore's?
What about Ken Shamrock or?
No, he sucks.
He did kind of suck.
Go if anybody wants any insight in Ken Shamrock, go watch him on season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter. He's a garbage coach.
He's horrible.
And I mean, he should have stayed in the WWF. How about that? I liked him in the WWF when I was a kid, though. I thought he was awesome.
Was he like the world's most dangerous man or something?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, dude, you got your ass kicked when you're in the UFC. You weren't the world's most dangerous man.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Tito punish him two or three times? It was two or three times, wasn't it?
At least two. Oh, yeah. Tito busted him up.
Yeah, Tito was.
And Ken could not handle it.
Hey, back in the day, Tito was the man.
He was the king of ground and pound.
He really was. He was. That was.
He gets a lot of hate, and probably rightfully so. He's about to box. Anderson. On Triller,
bro.
Anderson's gonna piece him up.
Get your money. I'm. What I find weird is, and Chael Sonnen was talking about it too, is he hasn't been 195 since they wrestled in college. Like they wrestled each other in college at 195, and he said Tito barely made weight.
Who?
Chael and Tito apparently wrestled, and he was talked about it on his podcast. And he said they fought at 195. I want to say it was. I'm almost positive. Don't hold me to these. He said he was struggling to make it back then. That was 20 years ago. I mean, props to him if he can get down to 195 because he's a big dude. He's 6'3". At 195, I'm like, I'm 5'10", 195.
Yeah.
He beat Ken Shamrock twice. Both in the first round. Finished him in the first round both times. 3 times. Corner stoppage. Wow. Yeah, crazy. Anyways. All right. Are we doing
it's wild. It's wild. It's the Wild West.
This card is really interesting. It's going to be a fun card. I know people are looking at it and like, man, there's not very many big names on here, but the co-main event is kind of like a little head scratcher on the co-main event with Clay Guida and Mark O. Madsen. Like, what? Okay, whatever. I'll take it.
Clay Guida's earned everything that he gets. He is.
Did you see the burping thing? The burping thing on
He's
Instagram.
A treasure.
I don't know why we send each other stuff all day long because it's like,
oh gosh, like don't say that. Now, here comes my wife. Here comes the comment from my wife.
I'm sure my wife will be chiming in too. So, well, she's working, so she can't. Well, should we do this card real quick since we got a podcast coming up in 30 minutes? We got 2 Fighter Spotlight podcasts coming up. Mason Moyes and then Carson Hardman, 1:00 and 1:30.
Yep.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and start breaking this down. First up in the welterweight division, we have Ramiz Brahimaj against Sasha Palatnikov. Ramiz is 8-3. Man, it's been 2 weeks since we've done one of these, and I'm like, Ramiz is 5'10", 73-inch reach. Against Sasha is 6-3. He stands 6'1" with a 72.5-inch reach. What do you like on this one, Zach?
Man, this one's actually really hard because looking at it, Ramiz is. I was leaning towards Ramiz just because of his experience and who he's fought, but then Sasha freaking trains with our boy Chris Curtis and them down at Extreme.
I know.
And Sean Strickland and those guys. So I'm like, I know he's tough. Ramiz does train at Forge. He has been at Syndicate, hasn't he? That's right. Yeah. So I am going to go with my gut and Ramiz on this one, but this is a stay away from me. I don't have a great read, but I think that Ramiz should win.
That might sway me a little bit. I kind of like Sasha going over there.
I do too. I really do.
This is probably a stay away from fight for me, but I'm going to go Sasha just to be different in this one. I mean, the odds are pretty much right on. I mean, it's flip a coin. Yeah. Next up, we have Roosevelt Roberts versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Roosevelt is 10-2, stands 6'2", and has a 73-inch reach. Huge for the 155. You know who's bigger? Ignacio. He is 11-4. He stands 6'3", and he has a 75.5-inch reach in the lightweight division.
I know, and I really actually wanted to pick Ignacio in this, but Roberts really his downfall is getting submitted, and Ignacio doesn't have one win by submission. And so if it
Yeah.
stays on its feet, I think Roosevelt Roberts wins this fight if it stays on its feet. Yep, see, there it is. I love you, babe. But I think it stays on the feet, and I think Roberts gets a decision victory here.
This is another one that I'm undecided on, and I'm going to go the opposite way just to be different than you, Zach, on the podcast. This may be the first podcast that the first two fights we've disagreed on.
It's possible.
Next up, we have William Knight facing Fabio Cherant. William Knight is 9-2. He stands 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Fabio is 7-2. He stands 6'1" with a 76-inch reach. Fabio, that's our boy Garrett, right? The fight analysis hasn't he been on his podcast before?
I believe so.
Pretty sure he is.
He's pretty good on social media. He has a pretty good TikTok. The Water Buffalo. It's pretty funny. So I have a kind of a weird, I don't know if it's a weird take on this. I don't think William Knight's that great. I think he's big and strong.
I concur.
I think Fabio Cherant, I think he actually has more skills. He might not be as muscular and physically looks like a killer, but I think he has more skills on the stand-up and he has more experience, like in his amateur, as an amateur fighter, even has a Muay Thai fight in there. I don't really think you're going to see them wrestling with each other too much. But this is a weird one at 205 where I could actually very see it going to a decision. And I think Cherant has really good value here at plus 140. His first fight in the UFC, he lost via arm triangle to Alonzo Menfield. Alonzo Menfield is a pretty rough, short notice UFC debut fight.
Yeah, very rough.
So I really don't hold that against him a whole lot, but I believe he was the 205 champ for LFA before that. And
he has submissions too.
And he has submissions and he's well-rounded. I actually think that Fabio Cherant is the more well-rounded fighter here, and at plus 140, I'm gonna take that.
Let's cash that dog ticket.
That's
Garrett. We're riding with your boy, Garrett.
Yeah,
ride with your boy, brother. All right. Next up, we have Bay Malecki against Josan Nunez. So, never mind. I won't say it, but freaking. I was listening to James Lynch's podcast where he had to make a point of what Bay does for a living outside of MMA. You guys can Google it, figure it out yourselves.
Is she in the adult entertainment industry?
She's in the OnlyFans industry.
Oh, that's going away. So
it is going away. What are these girls going to do, man? And guys, there's guys on there too.
I don't know.
I'm going to get on there and start selling feet pics before they go away.
You're gross.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
You're gross. No,
cash it.
You know, the move is I've said this before. OnlyFans should become for like athletes and stuff like that, or a platform for like fighters to interact with their, or a podcast. If you have like a special interview, say if we were going to get a really, really big guest on, maybe we don't go live with it and we let people pay $3 to listen to us.
We could change the game.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if people would really pay for it, but I think like if you're a fighter, if I was an up and coming fighter that had like a good following, I would do like training videos and stuff on OnlyFans. I don't know, or like Q&As or whatever. Bullshit. Oh my God. Cherie, I'm pretty sure he's talking about taking pictures of your feet, just so you know. Because ain't nobody paying to see those, or mine for that matter.
No.
Anyways,
no, that would be.
I think that's what it was designed to, and then it turned into women entertaining lonely men.
Strip clubs closing down because of it too.
Is that what happened? That strip clubs are sinking their teeth into OnlyFans and saying, "You guys need to fix this.
Yes,
we're going under."
Oh man,
it's a sad world we live in. Bay Malecki, here's all you need to know. Now Nunez has the better record, but most of the girls she fought coming up, she does have 2 really good wins, but the other wins are all against girls with losing records. Here's the other thing. One's 5'9" and one's 5'2". I know that like size isn't everything, but a 7-inch reach advantage
That's
from a
pretty
girl
huge.
like Bay Malecki, who has a really good striking background. She's good traditional like Muay Thai kickboxing and stuff. And I'm like, if she's really proficient in that, and it's just going to be throwing bombs like and keeping her away with kicks and stuff. I'm like, how does she not just cruise to a unanimous decision victory by just outpointing her by staying on the outside?
I think she makes it look pretty. Yeah, I think she makes it look pretty easy. Bad news, Barbie.
And I just said striking gets it done.
I concur.
Yeah,
I will concur on that one.
Like
next up, we have Brian Boom Kelleher. He is fighting Domingo Pilarte, son of fire. Kelleher is 22-12. He stands 5'6", has a 64-inch reach. Pilarte is 8-2. He stands 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. What do you like in this one? Brian Boom. Back in. Didn't he just fight this not that long ago? He did. He fought Ricky Simone back in February.
Yeah. Yep. So here's the thing. Pilart. He has a lot of tools, right? Did I say that right?
Yes. Pilarte. I don't know what it is.
He has a lot of tools. He's a very good fighter. Is he good enough to beat somebody like Brian Kelleher? Possibly. One, he's not very active. Don't like that. Brian Kelleher's activity I think is a big advantage, one. And two, Kelleher is sneaky everywhere. He has good stand-up. He has sneaky submissions. And he just has way more experience in there. Everything. This is one where it's like, it looks like, hey, maybe for an upset, but then everything I think is just in Kelleher's favor to just, I think he either submits him or uses his wrestling and grinds out a decision.
Are we agreeing again? You going Kelleher?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm all over Kelleher on this one. I
like Kelleher too. He kind of made a name for himself last year with fighting so much, took a lot of short notice fights. This fight, his last fight, he was at 145. He's dropping down to 135 at this fight. I like that because that just means he's going to be in better shape than he was for those short notice fights. Kelleher, cash it. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Next up, we got Luis Saldana against Austin Lingo. Luis is 15-6. He stands 5'11" with a 73-inch reach. Lingo is 8-1. He stands 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. Man, Fortis has got a lot of guys on this card.
There's a Fortis card.
It is a Fortis card, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are they? Oh, they're in Nevada. Like, where are they fighting at? What's your take on this?
Apex.
That's right. Fighting. Apex. Yep. That's right.
This one for me is a total coin flip. Flip a coin. Don't know. Give me the plus money on a coin flip. I'll take Austin Lingo. That's who I'm going to pick. I think it's a really close competitive fight.
I agree. And just for that reason, I always go with the plus money. If you're betting, take the plus money. But as my pick, I'm going to pick Luis.
Okay. Just
because of that. If I'm betting it, I always go, on those coin flip fights, I always will take the plus money. I do like that Saldana has a win over Vince Murdoch in the Contender Series. And then he's got that win against Jordan Griffin 4 months ago. Next up, we have, oh man, this fight's going to be banger. Alexandra Pantoja against Brandon Royval. Pantoja, the cannibal, 23-5. He stands 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. Royval is 12-5. He stands 5'9" with a 70.5-inch reach. This one should be a good one.
So
are they doing Royval wrong here by putting him
dirty?
Like, dirty. Hey, you just lost your last fight to Brandon Moreno. Shoulder injury, right? So like he did get hurt.
So here, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Go look at Davison Figueiredo's topology.
Figueiredo, yeah.
Who has he lost to?
Well, he's lost to. Who did he lose to? Did he lose to Pantoja? No, he lost to Formiga and Moreno.
Right?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
I think Pantoja. I actually, if Cody Garbrandt's coming down to flyweight, and I know he's trying to go for the belt, and he's got to figure stuff out with Kai Kara France first. I think the fight to make is Pantoja versus DeFigus Endeavor, Figgy versus Pantoja, to see who the number one contender is. If Figgy really thinks that he deserves a third match with Moreno, because Pantoja has a win over Moreno.
Yeah.
I think Pantoja might be the second best flyweight in the world right now. And I like Brandon Royval. I think he's very good. He's very talented, and all that's great. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's on Pantoja's level. I think this is too much too soon for him. I think give him another couple years of experience and he might be ready for something like that. But this is probably one of my favorite locks of the whole card. Pantoja.
This one's tough for me. I was all on Pantoja, but I'm kind of have second thoughts on this one, man. I think Royval might sneak up and
not a chip.
Oh, it's tough. I'm going with Pantoja. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my gut.
Yeah, this
sticking
is,
with the gut.
This is the parlay and I'm making, and we're getting good value at Pantoja at like minus 175.
Next up in the lightweight division, Vink Pichel against Austin Hubbard. Pichel is 13-2, stands 5'10" with a 72-inch reach. Austin Thud Hubbard, 13-5. He stands 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. Yeah. A little bit of age disparity there. 38 and 29.
Man, I actually really like Vic Pichel. I had a really fun time watching him on a season of The Ultimate Fighter. He was on that season with Ali Quinta and Chiesa, Michael Chiesa. Mm-hmm. He's really good. I believe he lost in the semifinals to Ali Quinta.
Ali Quinta, yeah. Yep.
He's very good. But he only fights about once a year. He's not very active. He's 38 years old and only has 15 fights. That's a little concerning to me. Give me the guy, if it's on a coin flip, give me the guy in his 20s and not 38 years old fighting at, what are they fighting at, 170?
They are fighting at 155.
Okay, it's 155. Okay, especially at 155, give me the younger fighter here. I'll take Austin Hubbard all day at minus 110.
I'm all in on Austin Hubbard too. I like the activity. 1, 2, 3 fights last year.
Yep.
He's going on his second fight already this year. Oh, he was supposed to fight Nathan Levy.
Yep.
Earlier this year, which we got to see Nathan cornering one of their fighters down there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're both on Pichel on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up. Oh, man, I'm not even going to try to. Trevin Jones against Karak.
The alphabet.
Kakramanov. Trevin Jones, 13-6, stands 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. The alphabet guy is 8-2. He's from Uzbekistan, 5'7", doesn't have a reach listed. He is 8-2 record. I did say that already. He's actually making his UFC debut against Trevin Jones.
Yeah. Late notice. This guy I believe within the last few days. This is a late notice fight for him. I'm going to take Trevin Jones. He's ready. He should be on a 4-fight win streak. Knocked out Timur Valiyev in the second round that got overturned because of weed. So nobody cares about that. So he should be on a 4-fight win streak right now and 2-0 in the UFC. Yeah, I like Trevin.
I'm with you. Trevin Jones is going to be too much for him. Hey, kid, welcome to the UFC. Now you're going to fight Trevin Jones.
Yeah.
Next up in the heavyweight division, the big boys chase the Vanilla Gorilla against Parker Porter. Chase Sherman is 15-7, stands 6'4" with a 78-inch reach. Porter is 11-6, stands 6 foot tall with a 75-inch reach. Who you like? Who getting knocked out?
Oh, I love Chase Sherman in this fight.
Ditto.
All over.
Ditto.
Another parlay piece. Chase Sherman knocks him out. Just moved down to Sanford MMA, training with Anthony Rumble Johnson, all those guys. You got to be kidding me. Like, that's a great place for him.
Book it. Co-main event, Clay Guida against Marco Madsen. Guida is 36-20, stands 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. Madsen is 10-0, stands 5'8" with a 72-inch reach. Ooh, 10-0.
10-0. Heavy wrestler.
The
Marco Madsen. Elite Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm going with Clay Guida.
You're going to lose.
Yeah, probably. I'm betting with you know what? I'm self-admittedly betting with my heart on this one.
It's all right.
I don't
blame
care.
you. I
And
don't
you know
blame
what?
you.
Marco Madsen, he should win this fight. But guess
don't
what?
blame
I'm
you one
taking
bit.
Clay Guida. So here's the thing, though. I do think Clay Guida does have a path to victory in this. Like, I'm not trying to be totally delusional, but I might be a little bit. Clay Guida never gets tired.
No.
Never gets tired.
No.
And Mark Madsen, if Mark Madsen slows down, Guida will catch him in a submission.
Dude, he's an Olympic wrestler.
I don't care.
You really think he's going to slow down?
We don't don't. We've seen Rodolfo Vieira. Remember, the black belt hunter got submitted by a white belt because he gassed out. I mean,
but a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt's not on the same conditioning level as an Olympic wrestler. No disrespect to my.
I'm talking myself into it. You shut your mouth.
Okay, all right, you go ahead, dude.
Clay Guida never gets tired. He's been wrestling forever. He trains at Team Alpha Male. He's going to be burping. He's probably going to be bleeding. He's going to be getting slapped in the face before he walks in the cage. I love everything about Clay Guida, and I'm going to pick him until he retires. And he looked really good against Michael Johnson.
Boom. This is going on TikTok.
Tag him. Maybe I can get some
tag it. That's cool.
I love Clay Guida. This is a 100% picking with my heart. I'm not betting it. I love Clay Guida.
What about the all-heart Mount Rushmore of MMA? Clay Guida,
Diego
Sanchez, Robbie
Lawler,
like
Diego. Or is he the all CTE Mount Rushmore?
Well, now that he got away, Cowboy.
But
Cowboy was he?
Cowboy gonna Cowboy.
He's tough, but is he as tough as the other guys? I don't know about that. That I don't know about. We'll have to come up with that list. All right, main event time. Hey, for you guys listening, we have some new shirts that are going to drop at the September 18th Steel Fights. They're going to be sick. Wait till you guys see it. Just wait till you guys see them. Main event time. We have in the middleweight division, Jared Cannonier, Killa Gorilla against Kevin Gastelum. Cannonier is 13-5, stands 5'11" with a 77.5-inch reach. Gastelum is 17-7, stands 5'9" with a 71.5-inch reach. Who do you like in this one? Who you like?
I don't like either of them in this one.
Really?
I love Kelvin in this one. I love Kelvin. Here's the thing. Are we on the same page?
We're on the same page all day. As soon as this came out, I'm like, why are we not locking this in right now?
So here's what's really odd to me. And maybe I'm just totally wrong and missing the boat on this. I don't know. But again, people are like, oh, Kelvin, he lost to Izzy. Okay. He lost to Darren Till in a split decision, which was probably a unanimous decision. That's fine. But Darren Till is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Jack Hermanson, he got caught in a heel hook. He got caught. It happens.
Yeah.
Beat Ian Heinich, looked good. He didn't look bad in the Robert Whittaker fight. Robert Whittaker looked incredible, but he didn't look bad.
They both are coming off losses against Robert Whittaker.
Right. So
and Cannonier looked bad. Well, Robert Whittaker just looked really good.
Here's the thing with Kelvin. Kelvin's never been knocked out. And he's eating hard shots. Izzy couldn't knock him out. Whittaker couldn't knock him out. Darren Till couldn't knock him out. His first two losses were to Tyron Woodley and Neil Magny at welterweight. And they were both split decisions. And that's when Tyron Woodley was murking everybody.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me Jared Cannonier is going to be the first one to knock out Kelvin? I got to see it to believe it. And I'm not buying it. I am all in on Kelvin. I love Kelvin in the spot. And I pay attention to Kelvin because I am a fan of his. I like Jared Cannonier, but I do pay attention to Kelvin. Everything for him is on a mission for gold. He is still chasing that belt. And I don't know if he gets it, and he probably doesn't, but I think he's working harder and he's constantly trying to evolve and get better. And that's the most important thing is I still see him making improvements and getting better.
Yeah.
I don't think some people's like, oh, he peaked in the Izzy fight. That was the best part of his career. He was 29 years old. He's still in the prime of his career.
Yeah. He's only 29. Cannonier's 37.
I mean, he knocked out Bisping when Bisping was one fight removed from losing his belt to GSP.
Yeah.
I like Kelvin, and I think people underestimate him constantly, and he proves people wrong more than I just don't think he should be counted out yet. Here's the other thing. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that Jared Cannonier is that good.
We are on the same thinking wave patterns on this one. I think the exact same thing.
His one really impressive win is he did knock out Jack Hermanson, who caught him. And that's fun. I mean, it happens. They're fighting at 185 pounds. Cannonier used to fight at heavyweight, so he obviously carries a lot of power, and he caught him. He got mopped up by Whitaker. Cannonier got mopped up by Whitaker.
Oh, that was an embarrassment.
He beat Anderson, who broke his leg, tore his ACL, throwing kicks or whatever. And then it's like David Branch lost to Reyes, Jan Blachowicz. I mean, they're not bad losses, but they weren't even, lost to Glover, Teixeira. It's like, dude, your two best wins are Jack Hermanson and Ian Kutalaba.
Yeah.
I think Kelvin's better than that. And he's been in there with better people, and he's beaten better people.
I agree. I think Kelvin gets it done. I think Gastelum gets it done. I am with you. I am taking the dog money, and I'm going to cash it tomorrow night. Just saying.
We're cashing.
We have what else do we have tonight? Oh, we have Bellator tonight. We have not that I really care about Czech Congo and Sergey Kharitonov, but who else is on that card?
That's a fun fight, though.
Logan Storley's on the card. And who else is on this card? Oh, Matt, that Mike Hamill kid's back on the card. I'll still watch it. Starts at 4:30. I'll watch it. I'm in.
I'll be driving to Idaho. We're going to see my sister in Rexburg for the weekend.
Oh, that'll be fun. Nice weekend up in Idaho.
Yeah, go up to Rexburg. Go
Nice
check
weekend.
out their place. I'm gonna go to the fair up there.
Ooh,
It'll be fun for the kids.
it would be fun for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess that's it, right? For this one?
That's not it.
No. Oh, you got DraftKings. DraftKings, baby.
I got my official bets. I'm going round 3 starts in the Knight Charant fight or the over 2.5.
Okay, let me write this down. Round 3 starts.
And that was 1 unit. I only did 1 unit on Austin Hubbard. I'm thinking about throwing another one on there though.
Okay. I don't hate it.
The Clay Guida over. I do think.
Yeah.
I think Madsen probably wins by decision, but I don't think he finishes Guida.
Okay.
2 units on Kelvin.
Kelvin.
This
is official picks.
Yeah, the parlay. Here's the parlay. Sherman, Pantoja, Kelleher.
Sherman, Pantoja, Kelleher.
I believe that's plus 270. It's pretty good.
I don't hate it.
Like $10 would win you 27, 20.
Yeah, I don't hate it. What about putting Malecki on there?
I'm not going to put her on there just because I don't know enough about Nunez, and Malecki isn't super active. I feel good about hers, but I'm definitely not putting her in a 2-unit parlay. That's for sure. I'm being on the conservative side, Jason. We're trying to just make money here. We're not gambling. We're making money, dog.
Bruh.
You know what? You and Jeff Morales can go ahead and throw crazy stuff around because he's got the craziest Mount Rushmore of all time.
I like the plus money. Oh, round 3 starts in the William Knight and Fabio Charant, right? I do like that at plus money. I do like that.
Yeah, I love that. DraftKings, you ready?
This
all fits in the budget perfectly. As our boy Trent with Book It Sports would say, this is a surgical. Put this together surgically. Charant is the cheapest guy on there.
Okay.
Only $6,800.
All right.
Another good dog. Kelvin is only $7,500.
Okay.
So that allows Malecki. That allows our parlay pieces to all fit in.
Okay.
Malecki, and then Pantoja, Kelleher, Sherman.
I like it. Sherman. Writing them down. I like it. That's a good lineup. That's a really good lineup.
I mean, I think the value of Charant and Gastelum, and then I really think those other 4 win. So I'm loving it. This is a good lineup to cash some DraftKings.
Let's cash it, baby.
Cash
that check.
Hey, can I? Okay, we got 8 minutes before we got my boy Mason coming on. So I've been doing a lot of thinking again about one of the favorite topics of fighter pay.
Fighter pay. Yay.
I have a new aspect of it too.
What?
You ready for this?
Yep.
So you have a boss, right?
Yeah.
Your job harder than it should be sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. Do you ever go, you know what? I'm not working anymore because you don't pay me enough.
No, because I got to pay my
you make
bills.
too much. You make too much money. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight for this much. Here's the thing that drives me. Here's the other thing I was thinking about. I was like, bro, you signed a contract.
Well,
it's not like you signed. It's not like you signed a 4-5 contract with your pay scale laid out and you're overperforming, and now you're like 2 fights into it with 2 knockouts, and you're like, no, we should be getting paid more. No, I should be getting paid more. Dude, it doesn't work that way. Here's the thing. They want their cake and eat it too. What's the goal? Is the goal to be the best or make the most money? Because if it's to make the most money, go to Bellator. Try and get in the PFL. Go to ONE FC. Go somewhere that you think will pay you more money, or you can get more for sponsors than the Venom deal or whatever. Don't sign the contract. Nobody made you sign that contract.
Yeah. I mean, you know what you're getting paid going in. So I don't understand why.
That was like this new thing I was thinking about it the other night. And I'm like, I don't understand this of like, because I'm guessing they're like, oh, I got this UFC contract and it says I'm going to make this. And they're so excited. And then they get like 3 fights into a 6-fight deal or whatever. And they're like, you know what? I'm not getting paid enough. It's like, but like 3 fights ago, they were really happy to sign that contract.
Well, because they're seeing all these things, the NFL gets 50% and we only get 16. And it's like,
NFL's been around for 80 years?
I say this. If those people that are complaining about fighters get more pay, start your own promotion. Go start your own promotion and pay them more. If you think you can do it, if you think you can raise the money, if you think you can get the sponsors, if you think you can build the UFC PIs, and if you think you can build the fights, do it and pay them more.
Do this.
Do it.
Do what Sean O'Malley's doing.
Yes.
Sean's going, I'm not getting paid enough. He's like, no, I'm not fighting those guys. You want me to fight? I'm fighting guys I know I can beat.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, they're not getting paid. You can say it's unfair and they should get paid more, and we agree. Okay, we do think they should get paid more.
We are all for fighters getting paid more.
Get paid more, but I think there's more to the story. They are giving you a platform. You're an independent contractor. They're giving you the platform to look at Conor McGregor. He's the highest paid athlete right now, isn't he?
In the world
right now, because of the UFC.
Because the platform the UFC gave him.
Because of the platform the UFC has given him, he is the highest paid athlete in the world.
So that's what John Jones's problem is, right? He wants more money, but he's not willing to go out and market and do anything.
That's the thing. It's like, you have to be marketable. You want more money? Be marketable. He's never been marketable. Nope. I mean, he's a talent. Don't get me wrong, but this is a business. Well,
he was marketable before he hit a pregnant lady and ran off because Nike is sponsoring him. So he's marketing.
And his UFC, it's MMA, right? But it's entertainment, right? You have to be able to entertain people to put butts in the seat.
Yeah.
It's
little food for thought. How would you feel if you paid somebody to do a job if you paid somebody to do a job for you, it was harder than they thought it would be, and they realized that you had more money in your pocket, and they said, I'm not doing the job anymore until you give me more money because you can afford it. But they don't know your other bills. They don't know your bills. They don't know anything else. But you have somebody to come say you have $1 million. You're a millionaire and you hire a landscaper, and a landscaper needs the work. And he says, I'll do your whole yard for $5,000. And you go,
yeah.
He goes, okay, that you guys were both happy. But then he later found out that you had $1 million, and halfway through putting in the yard goes, I want another like $10,000. You could afford it. Don't work that way, dude.
Yeah. Caroline, large business equal large expensive. If you notice one thing, look at all the people that are complaining about the fighter pay. Look at all the fighters that are complaining. And I'm not, for the record, we'll say it again. I think there should be more, but there's more.
And it's coming.
It's coming. It's going to come. They're going to get paid more. This is just part of the process. Like it takes time. How many years did the UFC lose money before they started making money?
17.
Yeah. So they've been around for 8 years.
Probably till about Connor showed up. I'll bet you they were in the red till about then as a whole.
And look at what they're doing. And there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get put out there. Sam Alvey says a lot of things and lets people know that they take care of their fighters.
Dude, Sam Alvey said the UFC, they rescheduled this fight because it was better for his opponent. And they said, sorry, we know you went through a camp and everything. And they cut him a check for a couple $1,000. Just to help. And that's a guy who's on he hasn't won a fight in 5 fights. He has 1 draw and 4 losses.
Look at what they're doing with the UFC PI in Vegas and in China. Aren't they talking about doing one in Mexico too? Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah.
Now, not only are they're building these facilities, right? They're staffing these facilities too with high level, top of the food chain. Like I follow all these trainers. I follow all the dietitians they have down there. These aren't just regular guys that just have a certificate. These are high level people that they have to pay, and it's free. You could literally move down to Vegas and live at the freaking PI center and train there every day if you wanted to, if that was your goal. So you don't see anybody. Yeah. Anyways, we got to go on this other podcast. I know.
Yep. I mean, just a little food for thought for the weekend.
Caroline. Yeah. They purchased the land in Mexico. There you go.
Thanks, Caroline.
That's huge. That is huge. Caroline, thanks for tuning in. All right. Should we get out of here? I think I ranted more than you did on that one.
Yes. But yeah, just a little food for thought.
Yeah. All right. We out of here. We're going to jump on with Mason, and then we got Carson at 1:30. We'll see you guys. We out.